Studio Bizzi, the maker of your harpsichord. I am pleased to invite you to have a look at this video recording in which you will probably find some interesting information about the maintenance and the controls and regulations of your instrument. First of all, I would like to stress one important point. Talking about adjustments and regulation, there is no right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. This subject is very personal and it very much depends on your personal taste, on your habits, on your style, on your way of playing. So what is good for you might not be good for another musician. So what I'm going to give you here is a general information, recommendations, suggestions in order to decide what is the best solution for your art, for your way of playing. The harpsichord is often considered a sort of fragile instrument, which is not true. The harpsichord is an instrument much more robust, much stronger than what people often believe. But it is made entirely of wood. It is a craftsmanship instrument, and for this reason is very sensitive to the environmental conditions, especially to sudden changes of humidity and temperature. Well, in this respect, humidity is much more important than temperature. Humidity could create serious problem to your instrument if you do not pay attention to certain limits which are to be considered as levels, as extremes beyond which you should never go and within which you should definitely stay. I'm especially referring to the relative humidity which you have in your room, in the place where your instrument normally is placed, considering that the normal humidity level, which is considered good or very good, is between 50 and 60%. A good instrument can tolerate a wider gap, and in fact our instruments are guaranteed even if your conditions stays between 45 and 75% of relative humidity. It is important to get acquainted with a certain behavior, which by the way is made with very simple rules. The first thing that I would recommend is that you put a hygrometer on a wall in the room where you have placed your harpsichord. This will be very helpful for you to understand when you risk to have your humidity to go too low or too high. Remember also that humidity and temperature are related with one another, which means that if you tend to have your humidity too low and temperature too high, just remember that reducing the temperature in your room will automatically help the humidity to go up. The reason why I said that the humidity control is more important than temperature is because a very dry weather may cause cracks in your soundboard. This is the typical inconvenience that harpsichordists often have, and when this occurs, it normally causes a great deal of frustration.